Hello, Henning here. I am meant to look at the Daddario Backline backpacks for years, and Daddario finally made it happen. Why did I mean to look at them? Because I'm a backpack junkie. I have a lot of pretty high-end equipment bags, and these are meant to be for the musician. But are they really? That's what we're here to find out. And of course, I could just tell you because Daddario is paying for this video, go ahead and buy these. They're amazing. You know, one of those videos. But if you know my channel, then you know that's not what we're doing. We're looking at pros and cons and we're looking at everything. First, we're looking at the boxes.
Garden's full of last year's leaves, the mailbox of reminder fees, and I'm not sure I'm needing all those shoes. The hall's a mess, can't find my keys. The kid is hurt his other knee, and now we're cutting back on all the booze. Our hair getting grey, more work and less play. Our youth seems to fade, but can we complain? I guess that's just married life. The small imperfections amount to sublime, so we better hold on tight. There's no one I'd rather have here by my side.
So, these are not the cheapest backpacks on the market. They are nicely built. When you get them, you're like, oh, this is nice. There are more expensive ones, and I have back there a bunch of them. Let's talk about backpacks and why they are like guitars, cameras, and cars. What the crap are you talking about, Henning? Well, no backpack is perfect. They cannot be. It's impossible. No car is perfect. If you're buying a Lamborghini to work on the farm and put the sheep in the back, that's not going to happen. You're not even going to go on vacation with it, really. You're not going to put the dogs in the Lamborghini. But it's fun if you want to go fast. If you're getting a Strat because you want to do the metal with a low B string, well, maybe you bought the wrong guitar. But it's a perfect guitar for other things. Get the right tool for the job. Cameras. Now, I talked about cameras a lot in other videos. I have 40 of them because there are different cameras for different purposes. Now, the one I'm looking into literally has all the same stuff that this one has. But it has some controls on the outside and a nicer handle and stuff like that. So, slightly different job, slightly different tool. This is not going to be a backpack for your clothes when you go on vacation. It isn't even going to be the backpack when you're traveling on a plane. It could be, doesn't mean that you can't, but honestly, there are better equipped, better designed bags for international travel. The idea of the Backline backpacks is go to the gig or possibly your friend's house for production and take musical things with you. Take cables, take recorders, take microphones, and have it in a very organized way. In researching these things and working with them for this video, I saw that they nailed this. Because I've had other backpacks, which I will show you, that are meant for cameras. And you know the camera backpacks, they all have these nicely adjustable little cubbies. But I always fought with them. For years, I've used camera backpacks for wireless mic setups and, you know, of course, also a lens and stuff like this. But they were always kind of not really used for the purpose that they were designed for. So, before we go into other backpacks, we're going to look at these. Big one's $199, the little one is less. That's pretty much the pricing. They are nicely built. I'm going to get to negative things. Trust me. Yes, Daddario's paying for this video. I'm saying it again. But that doesn't mean that I'm holding back. That's not what the channel is about. It's solid. I'm going to say that this will survive quite a while and probably some really rough treatment. I love that Daddario color is on the zippers. That makes them not just cool looking, but it makes them immediately grabbable. Now, the mono over there, which I've used a lot, we're going to get to that, has black zippers. You will look for them. Okay, where's the zip again? Here, that doesn't happen. It's not just nice for branding, but it also really makes sense. So we got, well, 3 main compartments. The one on top, right there. And you can put really, really deep mics, recorders. We're going to see all that in there. But then the beautiful thing is there's a flap right here with Velcro. You Velcro that over there, and all of a sudden you got another layer. Very smart. And you can put your headphones in there, maybe your passport or whatever you want to grab quickly. It doesn't have, like the mono, for example, all these little pockets on the front. I like a tiny little pocket for when I'm traveling, passport and some snot rags or pills or whatever. It's not really meant to do that, which again doesn't matter if it's meant to go to the gig. You're not going to take your passport to the gig. Now this pocket is very nice. That is the front of those 2 pockets. Lots of little things and pens and whatever you want to put in, but it actually holds quite a few things. I would say put your strings in there. And then there's a second layer, neoprene in here, 1, 2, 3. And then quite a big pocket. And you're going to see we're putting a piano in there. Well, a keyboard. Yeah, we're putting a keyboard in there. Then you can see it's really deep right here. You've got all these cubbies. And these are, of course, you can take them out. They're Velcroed. You can adjust the depth and make a bigger one if you wanted to. But cables, mics, pedals, whatever you want to put in here. It's very, very spacious. Way more spacious than you would think. And the great thing is, it is beautifully organized. It is not organized for a camera. It is not organized for lenses. It doesn't have the thickness of protection in between for that kind of stuff. But for music gear, which is the purpose, this is pretty good. Right here, you can put a bottle in it. If this is fully stuffed, this has less space. There's also another pocket in here. And those exist on both sides. What is this? I didn't even recognize that earlier. Ah, it's a tiny little secret compartment for your money, stuff like this. In one of the bags, you will see this, in the Marshall bag, we found a lot of money that I put in there when I was traveling. And Leslie immediately grabs it and says it's hers, and I did not get that back. Hey, no, wait, what the? So, it's one of those secret compartments. Nice. Both sides have these straps to put on mic stands, for example, or tripods. Now, it doesn't have a cup at the bottom, which some of the video tripods have, so you can put things in here and then a tripod or something would rest in that net or something at the bottom. That would have been nice to do, to have. There isn't massive protection on the bottom. Again, when you go into the gig, you're not shoveling this on the floor through a queue at the airport because you're at the gig. So you might not need that extra protection at the bottom because, again, the idea is going to the gig. It's all about the purpose. When you go to the gig, you're also not hiking, standing in line at the airport, or traveling through cities on foot. Why am I saying this? This is nicely padded, right? This is okay padded, but there isn't a connection between those two. So when you have it on your back, it actually relieves a lot of stress on your shoulders when you can put these together or even clip them together at the bottom. It doesn't have that. Also, another indicator that it's not meant for a lot of travel is you cannot stow these away. They don't go in the back, in a back pocket here, so that these would be away, which is handy to have when you're going through security or when you're putting it in an overhead compartment. All these are indicators that this is not meant for airports. Can you take it on airport? Hell yes. But other brands have thought about certain things that you need for that. Daddario has not. They probably thought of it, but then they said, no, you're going to a gig, not Nicaragua. What you do need at the gig is a bottle opener. I mean, that's awesome. And then you have the laptop pocket. A little bit tough to get to because you have these straps and you have to get past them. So getting to the laptop pocket is a bit annoying. You can open that rather far, and there's address in here, tablet and laptop. Nice. Little one, same idea at the bottom. Also, by the way, the zippers seem to be rainproof. Don't drown them in water, but they definitely have rainproofing on them. So I'm thinking these can get wet, but not, of course, submerged. Same thing here. It goes really far in the back, and you can store quite a bit of stuff in here, especially when it's about cables and pedals and, stuff like this. This is a nice little, very, very solid strap to hold it like this. Big pockets on the sides. And 3 big compartments here. If you wanted to, there is a zipper down there that opens that whole compartment to the bottom if you need to put very big things in there to shove all the way down. It's a little bit more complicated to put that zipper back on, but it's possible. No straps on the sides, and the same laptop bag here with 1 compartment, and then this. A rather smaller backpack that does pack a lot of storage because of the depth. Now, before we go into other ones and pros and cons of these, by the way, very nice, big, thick handle right here. We're going to load these up and show you how much they can actually carry when you're loading them up with the materials that they're meant to be loaded up with. So here we go. Let's look what fits into the larger of the 2 Backline backpacks. I just threw stuff on the floor, stuff that you would potentially maybe want to take with you. And had no idea what would fit or not. And we're going to be pretty surprised how much actually fit. Not everything, but a good chunk of it. So we're going to start with the lower portion, which is technically, meant for cables. There's a lot of space into the back of the backpack. So we got all cables in there. We're going to put an SM57 and 906 in there. Always good to have those with you. There's actually space for more mics. Smaller expression pedal. More pedals. And now we're stuffing it a bit, but we're putting a Pod Express in there as well. That means that it is a little bit stretched to the sides, and you're going to see later that there's going to be an issue with putting something into the sides now. So camera, mic from DJI. Actually an SM7B. Can you imagine that? That's a behemoth of a mic. 2 Zoom recorders, 1 multi-track, 1 live recorder, and then there's this beautiful flap that is right now still Velcroed. We can actually put this down, and bam, we have a second level, or level as they say. Yep, we're taking a 20-watt amp, and why not just throw in an Eventide Ultra Tap for measure. So, there's actually an amp in there as well. That's pretty crazy! Okay, well, obviously you need some pens and shit. It's also lighter. I don't think I looked at what I grabbed. Well, if you got a Daddario backpack, pack some strings, and we were mean and we packed the bass strings just to see whether they would fit. So, second level on that middle thing there, we have a small keyboard, a Lewitt audio interface, and a stereo mic from Biodynamic. Well, this is way more stuff than you would potentially take. So now we're trying the headphones on the sides. If we hadn't stuffed the bottom that much, they might potentially fit. You need a little bit of space to the inside, but they don't. You can put a bottle in there, different things, but we're deciding to put the headphones there. So you can take them, just not in a separate bag. Now this is laptop/tablet. We're only putting a tablet in there, but you could put a laptop in there as well if you wanted to. and close it back up. Now a tripod. I'm a videographer, so I need a tripod, and that works rather nicely. There isn't a pocket at the bottom for the feet, but the two straps will absolutely do. And they kind of showed a mic stand, so we're trying a mic stand, which is pretty crazy because that is heavy and very, very long. Now it's extremely heavy now. Leslie was not happy putting that on her back, but all that stuff fit. We have, I think, 1 or 2 pedals left on the floor and a mic, and that's it. Now we're trying that with a small one. Very clearly, not everything's going to fit. But also the bottom of the small one is rather thick. We're putting the camera in there, the 2 recorders. You can move those partitions around, by the way, and the SM7B, and now we learned our lesson. We're also putting the headphones in there. Cables in the side, which works nicely. It's beautifully sized for that. And obviously the pens need to go somewhere, because you need some pens. And the strings, and they're big, but you can put bass strings in the side there if you squeeze a bit. So what do we put in here? More cables. We're taking all the cables. SM57 and 906 go in there. Pedals and more pedals didn't fit in there, but we're taking the Pod Express and the DJI mic as well, because I mean, if you really stuff, you have more space in there. Laptop this time around in the back there. It's absolutely big enough for that. And it seems nicely protected with all the padding. And there you go. That's a lot of stuff to take to a gig in a rather comfortable, not small, but comfortable backpack. Honestly, that's impressive. Now we have to look at certain things. What is the usage that you want to get out of it? What is the intended purpose? And price point. Now we're going to look at a backpack that I've traveled with a lot. This is possibly the biggest competition to the Daddario Backline backpacks because it is also a creator backpack. Not meant for any other purpose, but pretty much for, well, these are musician backpacks, the Daddarios. Get the logo in the picture somehow. And this is a creator backpack. So that might mean influencer / videographer, but not really. It's called creator. Mono creator. It's the design for creators. It's the fly-by ultra backpack. Now, what I know about Mono is they are virtually indestructible. We've tried to destroy a Mono gig bag. We couldn't. But I also know that this clocks in at about 150, which is almost twice more than the big one from Daddario. So price point obviously is different, which means they're not really comparable. But let's assume they were the same price. Let's look at pros and cons. Big pockets here, but not really divided and not meant for cables or anything. I usually have some USB cables and stuff in there when I travel. This is a big pocket with 2 zipperable pockets in it, but you can't really put big things in there. You wouldn't necessarily put pedals in there. It's not the same idea. This is the little pocket that I use for, tissues and my passport and things like this. Convenient when you're traveling. You can unclip these to fully open this. Actually, yeah. But I actually never have, interestingly. I only open it on the top. Let's see what that looks like. So this is how far it opens. Oh, that's cool. Oh, scale. Pocket. Pocket. Pocket here. Kind of like a document or maybe laptop pocket. But this is just one big open space. And if you were to throw cables in there and recorders and audio interfaces and the keyboard and whatever, which you can, so space-wise, this does allow for that, technically. But then you're going to rummage around in it trying to find it. It is not as organized as the Daddarios. It is a different purpose, okay? So it's more like a standard backpack that has one big compartment That's the main compartment, okay? You can close this up so this doesn't accidentally open. These pockets, I usually have my glasses in there because they're kind of useless for a lot of things because the opening in the back is not very useful. Don't quite know what the idea there was. Why doesn't it open all the way here? If it opened on the top, I could actually put a tripod through here, but made for creators and no way to carry a tripod, I don't know. Same thing over here. And the great thing is, I'm going to show you this, is this whole back, which is a laptop bag. You can easily open this up here, put your laptop in, but it actually is its own bag, which you can detach and then carry your laptop in a separate laptop bag around. Only issue is when this is fully loaded, it gets very heavy. And sometimes, it happened to me 2 or 3 times in security or something, when this was maybe opened a little bit, the weight of the actual backpack opened this, and I was standing at the airport with, well, this almost being half detached. All of a sudden, like, whoop, and you're like, whoa, wait, you know, it kind of disappeared on me a bit. That is a danger. You can put the straps, unhook them down here, and put them behind this, like so, for travel. Again, this is definitely made more for world travel than the Daddarios are. Nicely padded, just like the Daddarios, but what this does do is it hooks on to your trolley suitcase by having the trolley slip in here, which means you're carrying around one piece of luggage instead of this on your back. So when you're on an airport, putting this on your trolley will absolutely take the strain off your shoulders. Also, it has one of these. So again, all different things. So this is clearly meant for having it on your back longer and going through airports. It's a clear indication that that's the idea. And I've had this in the Philippines, in the States, and then in the States again, and then Holland, and then, I mean, I've been literally around the world with this. These, by the way, are reflective surfaces. So if a car hits this, they will very clearly see you. It's a good backpack. Honest assessment at this point, going to a gig, having to take cables, microphones, and all the things you want at a gig or at a recording session, this is not the one I would take. I would definitely go with this because it holds a lot and it immediately has it in the right spots. So I have spent a lot of money on camera type backpacks. Let me show you something. Let me just show you something for the sake of the right backpack for the right job. This is not for mics or cameras. It is literally a backpack designed for traveling, hiking, and having a drone with you. Everything here, you just shove in here like a big ass backpack. Oh, there's socks in here. But on the left and right, you have these compartments for a DJI drone, for the remote, and heat and cold protected battery compartments so that your batteries keep their charge. Specifically made by Manfrotto for DJI drones. So if you're hiking and you want to take a drone, this is the backpack you're going to take. Now this Manfrotto I used quite a bit. It's nicely padded. It can also store the straps in the back here. Okay. There's a, similar to the Daddario's, top opening, which is kind of nice. And then you can put a laptop or something back here. But it is clearly meant for cameras because you have this on your back and you swing it around. Okay. So you have it like this, you swing it around, and then you open this, and then you have a camera right here with the body, a lens in the middle. So that's how it's designed to be. You take this out, shoot, put it back in if I had the space correctly. And that also means it's very well designed to be spaced any way you want with different compartments. I had wireless systems in here. Absolutely the wrong backpack for it. Super annoying to open these things and then things fall out on the sides. Would I use the Daddario for video shoots now where I need my wireless systems? Hell yeah. Because it's just a better tool for the job. Not saying this is a bad tool, but I use the wrong tool for the job. I think this is the B-free backpack, Manfrotto. Big pocket here, and a massive pocket with 2 different straps. So look, you can open this up, get your camera out. Okay, and from the back, you've got, please again, take your camera out here so you can open it on different sides depending on what you're trying to get to. I always have to open the whole thing because I never know where I have things. And then you put it on the floor, open the whole thing, and it's got a lot of shit in it. This, for cables and things, it's... Can you use it? Yes. You have to take most of the stuff out. It's really more of a camera thing. So if you're a musician, it's a good idea to buy something specifically made for your needs. There's a little pocket here, maybe for passport and stuff. Also not meant for a tripod here. I don't know why they don't add this. Here. This is a tripod pocket for sure. See, it straps in. You can grab this here. Handles are, well, the handles on the Daddarios are nice. These have rubber straps, which can also, as you can see, be stored in here. And trolley. This is for traveling around the world. And this is the only one in the bunch that actually has the hip belt. So you can click this together up here, right here, for some tension here. And if you're traveling further and you have a lot of camera gear, put it around your hip and it will absolutely take the strain off your shoulders. So not the put it in the car, I've got everything in my backpack, go to the gig, carry it inside. This is carry it across the mountain because you're a camera guy, not a musician. Camera, musician. So not having certain things, good. This is really a fair contender. Don't even know how much that is. It's beautifully built. Marshall lifestyle. It's just one big compartment. Has these magnetic sides, which is kind of neat. Also has like a USB thing on the side, so you can put a power bank in there and actually charge right there with, oh, that must be older because I got micro and not C. This is where we found some money right here and Leslie grabbed it. But I use this. When I travel, this is my hotel bag, got some clothes in there, but this holds all my USB cables and my laptop because it's a smaller bag and rather convenient. Just take it to the hotel room from the car. If you want to talk about, oh my God, why spend $199 on a Daddario bag? This is $400. And it's got pretty much one big compartment. It's pretty crazy. It's a Manfrotto trolley, you know. It has wheels, very nice ones. I needed something for my big Canon cameras, which are reporter-style cameras, to take to NAMM. Now, I guess, yeah, we could put a tripod in here. I don't know if this is actually enough, but you could. But this is cabin luggage compatible, okay? You can put a laptop. What is this? Oh, masks. NAMM mask. What is this? Oh, that's the strap. I think I had a laptop in here. Yep. There's a big compartment there. But you can't really put too much stuff there once this is actually filled with things. And it is really just one nicely protected big compartment for a big camera, which you still have to kind of disassemble, and then batteries and things that you have to take on to the airplane and you can't check because if you've got big batteries, they have to be with you on your person. $400 for this. The Daddario cannot fulfill this purpose. And this does not fulfill the purpose of the Daddario. So my point is, if you're looking at backpacks, and you're looking for backpacks to carry things as a musician to your friend's house, to the studio, or to the gig, not necessarily across the world, then these are ideal. Can you take them on a plane? Yes. I'm thinking this is probably still cabin luggage compatible. Yep. This is not too big for carry-on. It doesn't have the trolley slippy over. Can't hide these. It doesn't have the connector here. So it's not ideally designed for air travel. But it doesn't have to be, because this is the musician's backpack. And I'm going to say what they did price-wise, $199 for what I'm holding here and the possibilities. If this is what you need and it serves the purpose, then this is really good shit. I am beyond impressed with how much it can hold. I had no idea. I've seen these for years, wanted to review them, and thank you to Daddario for finally letting me check them out. I hope this taught you something. You might be interested in one of the others, which is totally fine, but I'm primarily talking to musicians. And don't get me wrong, I love my mono. However, and I have to say this too, the mono is... Usually the mono by itself is so heavy that once you put anything in it, they actually wouldn't let you on a plane. Luckily, they never weigh them, but if they did, you put anything in there, just your laptop and your general things that you travel with, it gets heavy. The base weight, because of the quality, and there's also rubber at the bottom, by the way, is pretty high. This is, it's not light, but it is lighter. But again, the idea isn't to go on a plane. Thanks for watching, for whatever reason. We'll put links below as always. And please use them. That really supports the channel. Please do. And we'll put animals at the end as always.